if he has the keys of death and the place of the dead, Hades, then he is sovereign over its power. It has no hold on him. It can try, but he stands above it. So even the mention of a key should get us thinking, all right, we're talking about his authority, we're talking about his power, we're talking about his sovereignty. If we dig a little deeper in this language of the key of David, doors that can't be shut and other ones that get shut and you can't open them, we need to know that that language comes to us from Isaiah chapter 22. And it comes to us in the context of a story about a guy named Shebna. My guess is you haven't run into anybody named Shebna lately. If you have, you can tell me about it later. You'll meet a guy named Shebna in Isaiah 22. And Shebna's job is an administrative role in Hezekiah's court. He's the palace administrator. Turns out, though, he's a corrupt palace administrator. Imagine that. Somebody in a place of authority massaging the numbers for their own advantage. Who would have thought? Isaiah 22, in part, is a word of God's judgment towards Shebna to let him know that he's about to be relieved of his power and responsibility and that he'll be replaced by a guy named Eliakim. Probably haven't met any Eliakims lately either, but, today might be the first. Here's the way the text reads. Isaiah 22, beginning in verse 20. In that day I will summon my servant Eliakim, son of Hilkiah. I will clothe him with your robe and fasten your sash around him and hand your authority over to him. He will be a father to those who live in Jerusalem and to the people of Judah. And here's the part where Revelation 3 picks it up. I will place on his shoulder the key to the house of David. And what he opens, no one can shut. And what he shuts, no one can open. What's going on here? We know about David, don't we? Number 2 king of Israel, the one that is remembered as the king to whom God promised one of your children, one of your descendants is going to sit on your throne, and he's going to sit on that throne forever. His kingship will be an everlasting kingship. His dominion will be an everlasting dominion. There will be no end to his reign. This is forever. And we rightly understand that to be an anticipation of the Messiah, the coming of Jesus. And when Jesus ascends to the throne of heaven, that promise is fulfilled. Jesus reigns from heaven over all things. We're not waiting for Jesus to become king. He's already become king. Anytime David gets mentioned, we're supposed to think kingdom of the Messiah. And we already know keys have to do with authority and power. So now we're talking about the Messiah's kingdom and the Messiah's power and authority. The keys of David being handed to Jesus is a way of describing his messianic sovereignty. He's in charge.